Hello, everybody. Gamer CJ here. Today is April 17th, 2026. Today I'm going to be seeing Halloween live after work with one of my good friends. Um, basically, I thought about this. There are so many musicians that I'm fans of that I want to meet. Even though they say you don't want to meet your heroes, most people that I want to meet, I've seen interviews for. That I want to like Kiske, Michael Kiske, who I like. I, I mean, most people that have met him say he's arrogant. I mean, I'm just going to do a top five people that I would like to meet. I'll give a reasons why. If I had a question, hey, I wanna meet you guys. I want to talk to you. I want to do all this stuff. You know, all that stuff. I'm gonna do top five people, musicians I want to meet, and top five people I want to meet. So it'll be a top 10 list of people that I would like to meet. We're gonna start off with a musicians list first, of the people that I want to meet, just in general, and then we'll finish off with the music. So number five, as far as the people that I want to meet that are celebrities. Number five is Don LaGreca from. He's a radio host. Very funny guy. I've always liked him. Not so much from sports, just because I hear he's a metalhead. Um, he, I don't know. I just like Don LaGreca. He would be a good guy to hang out. Anyone from that Michael K show, Michael K, Peter Rosenberg, Don LaGreca, I've always wanted to go to their sort of anniversary shows, like their summer meet and greets, just because I want to I don't know, I want to hang with them. They seem good guys to hang out with. Even though Michael K could be arrogant, I still think he's a good dude. Um, Number four, um, uh, it's a tough one because most of these guys are sport guys. Most of these guys, I've sort of been enamored with. Um, Unfortunately, my window to meet him has kind of been a little, well, no, not obscure. This is more of a YouTube celebrity and someone that I've followed for a number of years. Uh, I don't know, Not Just Bikes from Jason Slaughter from a YouTube channel called Not Just Bikes. Um, he grew up in fake London, Ontario, and in my change from, well, first of all, I don't know if you guys know, I used to be a big fan of roads. Most of you guys know I'm autistic, disabled, so I can't drive. Charlotte, stop. All right, my dog. Um, I don't know if you guys know, but whenever I'm recording podcasts, my dog's always with me. So if you guys are, if my dog is just a good protector. No, I just anyone that runs an urban planning channel. Jason grew up in the suburbs. I grew up in Morris Plains, which is essentially it's a nice quiet town, but he kind of opened my eyes to different terms. Stroads, because I always thought roads around me, like the road where I work, we essentially, and I do want to do a podcast on essentially ranking different foods based on where I work. So I mean, no one's going to hear it, but basically ranking the foods of where I work. For instance, like, oh, that's going to be another one. But basically, anyone from an urban planning channel on YouTube, Jason Slaughter, got rail fans like Alan Fisher, uh, guys like that. Essentially, in the urban planning vein, I would love to meet. I've seen a few rail fans in my travels, when I've done random Rail fan videos, and all that stuff. Getting back into that, number three, someone who works like someone that is any political person that is in that is supportive of people with disabilities, and also someone that is a real urban planner. So not an urban planning YouTuber, but just someone that I could talk to about, hey, fix New Jersey Transit, specifically, why do you guys old equipment? I mean, listen, I love the GP40s, but come on, man, they're old. I mean, you have all these hybrid locomotives that you still run. Okay, I understand, but especially where I live, every other New Jersey Transit line they use hybrids. The Morristown line, which I'm walking near right now because I towards the center of Morris Plains, that's where the Morristown line is. Basically, um, I I see random equipment. I've done videos. I've done all different heritage units and stuff, and all the stuff that's come by. Uh, I'm just annoyed with. First of all, I used to love the Jeeps, GP40s, like the GP42, anything from like 42. Basically, the ones that you can look up on like railroad.net. I like. Once again, here another dog. I just like letting you guys know. Basically, right? Um, anyone that is in charge of transportation, asking them, okay, why does New Jersey Transit still use equipment from like nothing new? And obviously meeting someone from the state, Mickey Sherrill. I don't know if I've met Corey. I mean, I know some of these guys. That is number three. Now, number one and number two has always changed. Number two is um, so I'm a big retro game fan. So anyone that's really in the retro game scene, like Todd Tucky from TNT Amusements, Walter Day, people that are kind of in that arcade space, because I'm a huge retro gaming fan. Organize a Pac-Man tournament just to be able to say, listen, I'm a huge Pac-Man fan. I don't care if they kick my butt. I just, even though my Taekwondo teacher, who, by the way, I still got to get an interview with, and a few other people, he said he's kicked my butt, but I mean, come on. When I've actually played against someone in Pac-Man, I don't think I've ever lost. Ever. Ever lost. Like when it's a serious tournament, I've never lost those. Speaking of which, okay, never mind. Whenever I see a train go by, I have to talk about it. Oh, I'm at 5N, a 4 coach with out 46. Alstom out 46. Anyway, so basically, anyone's in the gaming space, I bet Billy met you before. I bet Richie Knuckles. I met some of those arcade guys. Now we're going to get to number one. And since I have been in the food space, working at Uncle Giuseppe's, yes, I work there, working in food and being obsessed with our rescue, I'm going to go with John Taffer and his experts. So, like, he's worked with Dave Portnoy, who Dave Portnoy I want to meet just because he's a very interesting guy. Just the fact that he is a food critic. I mean, he pretty much eats everything under the sun, which I wish I could do since I have a lot of food. I'm allergic to gluten. I'm allergic to dairy, which sucks because the pizza at Uncle Giuseppe's is so freaking good. And yes, I am going to explain this. I will be ranking different foods at Uncle Giuseppe's. Maybe I could talk to my managers and be like, hey, I have a YouTube channel. I want to rank different foods, seafood. I mean, I've tried every single seafood salad at Uncle Giuseppe's, so I kind of know it's the best. I mean, of course, customers won't do that. Obviously, I mean, YouTube's my social media. Same thing with podcasts. I don't have Instagram anymore. I don't have Facebook anymore. I don't have those things anymore. So YouTube is the kind of thing. I have Twitter, or X, but I'm not as active as I am on YouTube. So basically, YouTube is a hobby, and everyone says be consistent. But anyway, I would love to, make a review on my day off and be like, hey, so and so. I mean, obviously have it not monetized and talk about it with my managers. But yeah, number one is anyone in the food service industry. I would like to meet because I anyone that's interesting to me, I consider to be a hero. My Taekwondo teacher, my boss at Green Vision. I met all of the essentially the people that own Uncle Giuseppe. All of them are amazing. Speaking of which, sorry. Old Loud Out 46. When I record podcasts, I'm letting you guys know this. I when it's a nice day, I record ambiance. Ooh, Rosebound Books. Okay, all right. Sorry, I love walking through Mars Plains and seeing what new businesses are around. Walking through the town. Good morning. How are you today, my man? Yep. So now we're going to get into my top 5 favorite musicians I'm gonna meet. Uh, Basically, 5. These are just people that I'm not necessarily influenced by, but the ones that I know I can have a conversation with about music, and the people that love the same kind of music as me. So number 5, James Hetfield and Lars Ulrich from Metallica. James, all the bands that I like, essentially like GBH. He has Raven shirts. He has Diamond Head shirts. They like Iron Maiden. Even though they grew up before me, the music that they like, I like now. You know what I'm saying? I love it. I love it. I don't know what it is with James and Lars. I don't listen to Metallica anymore, but if I had a choice, I would sit with them and be like, listen, man, I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of your guys' music anymore. It just, I don't know. No disrespect to you. Um, I moved on to different stuff, but I would literally sit down and just talk to them about metal. Literally. I'm surprised, like, some of the Halloween guys, and most of you guys know I'm a Halloween fan. It's my favorite band. Ty Hansen and Lars Ulrich literally probably have the same style, like the same music. That's insane. That's literally insane. Both of them like the same type of music, even though one plays power metal. But the first Metallica album, I'm just gonna let you know, the first Metallica album, it sounds like new wave of British heavy metal. It's a little faster. Like that's why when I listen to, that's why if I had a choice that's why I like Anthrax more, some Slayer, Metallica, Megadeth. I don't know. I don't know. Number four, Johnny Rotten from the Sex Pistols. Oh my gosh. I love the dude. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I love him. Anyone from the punk scene, whether it be UK, England, America, oh my God, dude. Oh my God. I don't care if he calls me a poser. I like it. You know, John Lawton is amazing, dude. This guy is amazing. One of my favorite vocalists, okay? I just love his arrogance. It just fits it. And and don't get me wrong, the Sex Pistols, they're influential, but for me, I'm a fan of the music, so I don't care if there's issues and drama. I even like some of his Public Image Limited stuff. It's not my cup of tea because I'm not that big artsy fartsy, but I can understand. Like it's post punk, You record that one album and just I don't want to do this. And then people giving him crap. Oh, well, I follow Trump. I'm like, okay, but like, why are you judging the guy? If there's one punk album that I will go back to, first wave, it's them around the Bullocks. I can't stop. I can literally and people are influenced by that. Even though people are wrong and they think that Johnny that Sid Vicious was the bassist, Glenn Matlock. I'm sorry to say that. Glenn is the people just know because they remember because I don't I don't discount anybody and I don't mean to correct anybody. But Glenn Matlock wrote most of that music. Glenn Matlock is one of the creative forces of the Pistols, right? And Malcolm McLaren, excuse my language, he's a dick, by the way. He, a lot, like, literally. And I don't care if Johnny Rotten is in a grumpy mood. You know, if he's a jerk, so what? Certain guys, I know what to expect. I would know what to expect. I've heard interviews. I've heard all that stuff. He probably thinks, why is this American liking my music? I'll show up with like a discharge. He's like, ugh. I don't know what to expect from Johnny Rotten. I just love John Lawton. I love him. Even probably like the other, like Paul Thomas Cook. I love Cole. I know him by his name just because I got that from Steve Jones, Glenn, or Steve. I understand the criticism when people are like, "Oh, well, they're very bland." I'm like, dude, Paul Cook is amazing. Like those guys are just amazing, dude. Jones and Cook, just the way that they sound. I mean, it's just for me to listen to a good band, the singer has to be good, and but for punk, a good drummer and a good guitarist. Because power metal, it's about the singer and it's about you know what I mean? It's about the atmosphere. With heavy metal bands, it's much different. You know what I mean? But with the Pistols, Steve Jones recorded most of the bass on that record. On Nevermind the Bullocks. He's a great singer too. But just anyone that's in the Sex Pistols camp, not Malcolm McLaren, R.I.P. Or not want to meet him anyway. He's not a music fan. Um, Sorry to say that. Uh, where are we? Number 3. So I don't know. I would love to meet some of the Slayer guys, some of the Anthrax guys. I'm not a big, like I said, I'm not a big thrash metal guy. For like Metallica's in a whole different category because to be 32. and like what I found very weird is I wasn't intending to stop listening to Metallica and listen to their influences. I just got really hooked on the new wave of British heavy metal. I don't know. I mean, there's so many underground bands. I mean, when I saw James Hetfield with like a Witchfind shirt, I'm like, Give 'Em Hell's great. I mean, you just go down that rabbit hole, bands. I mean, I would love to meet the Raven guys. I love Raven. Raven's amazing. Rock Till You Drop, like that. Like their first couple albums are great. Uh, I don't know. Just to discover some of that style. Like to meet some of those guys. Go to like different shows. Especially like local shows at like Dingbats and be like, hey man, like even like a local band. Because I'm a metalhead, don't get me wrong, but I like music in general. So if there's a band that I like, there's a band that I like. You know, I might say I'm a metalhead, I might dress like it, but I'm also a fan of certain type of music. And when people like I like all music, and Michael's like, no, you don't. Well, I mean, yeah, most stuff I like. You know, I was talking to my friend about this. I meet people and I'm like, hey, what is so and so's favorite music? And like a parent of a kid that I know, and then I just find, and then I do, and then I find out, and I ask them, I'm like, oh, well, I like this, this, and this. I'm like, but so you really don't know what your kids like. You know what I'm saying? You don't know. You just assume what they like. Always been enabled by rock, so all that stuff is good. This would be the same category for number two. And number one is going to be a whole broad category. So number two, and well, number three is an A and B. Meeting. Actually, no. I'm gonna go off. Sorry. Number two is meeting my favorite pop punk groups. Blink 182, girls like Avril Lavigne, like those girl singers that I've always liked. Meeting, and the whole celebrity thing. I I don't want to meet any actors and actresses. I'm gonna I'm gonna leave those guys alone. Musicians, the same thing. Not everyone wants to be met. But no, number two has got to be pop punk guys. Avril Lavigne. Uh, Hillary Duff isn't in that vein, but she's more pop rock kind of thing. So basically, anyone from like the early 2000s that was popular when I was young. So like Blink 182, Bowling for Soup, stuff like that. Stuff like that I like. Basically, like the Disney stuff, like Hillary Duff, and then people like Avril Lavigne, people like Blink 182, like I said, Bowling for Soup, like those groups of people that I used to listen to when I was younger. There's a festival that unfortunately I'm too poor to go to when we were young, and I look at the lot and I'm like, oh my god. But I'm not as big into it as metal. That was kind of our thing. We used to drive and I used to hear all that stuff. I would love to meet the guys from Blink 182. Dude, I just think Blink 182, like especially those early albums, like Dude Ranch, uh, which didn't include Travis, and then you have Enema, and you have Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, and then of course you have the self-titled. But I've always pretended I've hated it, but in reality, I do like it. We grew up in that era. I mean, I'm recording a podcast right now, my man. I'm going to see Halloween today, by the way. My favorite band. So that's my favorite. That's my friend from Techno. His name is Dave. I always see that guy live. He's a very interesting talker to talk to him. I have a list of people that I wanna meet and talk to. So when I'm walking and I see someone, I mean, as long as there's nothing stupid, I like to like an open conversation, an open book, obviously. And I mean, what am I gonna do? Ignore him? But that dude's insane, dude. I mean, he's great. That guy, like, there's so many people in my life that are so nice. That dude's amazing. You know, he's a black belt. He owns a business. He's a good dude. He's a tier fireman. I mean, Dave is an amazing dude. I'm glad I'm friendly with him. And I'm going to do a 10-year anniversary of Taekwondo. Like for my 10th year anniversary of Taekwondo, I want to interview my Taekwondo teacher and I want to interview some other guys. So obviously, people that it's going to be multiple parts. It's not going to be one part, but it's going to be multiple. I should have done that for my Green Vision anniversary 2014, but I completely forgot about it. But for 2000 and whatever it is, right? That year, I mean, 2016 is one thing. But to be able to last that now we're going to get into number one. Rob Halford from Judas Priest, and probably Michael Kiske or Kai Hansen or some other guys. I want to meet legitimately Steve Harris from Iron Maiden. I don't hate the guy. Iron Maiden is not my favorite, and Maiden is not a band that I'm gonna like go out of my way to meet. And I don't hate Bruce Dickinson, by the way. Bruce Dickinson, he's in the guy like I just like Paul Di'Anno, and that's it. Like Paul Di'Anno is my favorite Iron Maiden singer, but if I had to choose, it would probably be. It used to be Kai Hansen, but Kai Hansen, I mean, that would be cool. Get Lars Ulrich in a room with Kai Hansen and just. I mean, I don't know if they know each other, but dude, like someone from Denmark, someone from Germany. I mean, they probably like to save stuff, but I just want to, to be able to. So, what I would do if I met Kai Hansen is to have a conversation. Just be like, man, like I've liked you for a long time, and I find that your musical tastes, what you like, or what I like. You start with glam rock, not taking away from those guys, and then Ramones, Sex Pistols, which don't get me wrong, I don't listen to them, but Mark Simon, I think his name is, he would be a good guy to talk to because he grew up before the Ramones. He was in this group. I think they were called the Dictators with Ross the Boss. I think Ross the Boss died, but that's one of the bands I've never gotten into. Like if like basically the groups like I never got into Manowar because I don't know they didn't appeal to me. I like Leech Lord more for some reason. I mean they are from Connecticut. No, basically Leech Lord's good. I love Fates Warning. Um, Never got into Manowar. For some reason, I've never gone into them. And I don't know what it is. They've never appealed to me. Never, I have. They never have. Yeah, he would be a good guy to meet just in general. Um, but getting back to this, getting back to God, my whole interviews would be ask people questions, like I do with everybody else. For some reason, I'm just very confident. Especially, I don't know if you guys go to Uncle Giuseppe, but I work there. I like to treat everybody like their friend. I don't know what it is. I just do. I mean, obviously, there's some people that are mean to me. Obviously, I'll be nice to them, and I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? I don't know. I hope I don't copyright. Someone's just playing some rap music. I mean, it doesn't even sound. No offense, it doesn't even sound good. Yeah. All my music and basically, right. Michael Kiske would be a good guest. He he very spiritual, and for some reason, doing Taekwondo has made me very spiritual. I don't go to church. I don't go to church. It's not because of anyone, but as I've gotten older, I've realized you don't have to. You don't need that to have. You know what I mean? You don't need to go to a building to worship someone. You know what I mean? It's good that you have that in your life, but at the end of the day, it's what you feel. No one should, in my opinion, no one should be forcing you to be like, hey, oh, you have to do this. Oh, you have to do this to do this. I believe in everything. Kiski would be like just what he says. Some of the stuff, and he's not like, I don't worship him, which is great. I mean, he's a good singer. I mean, I'm 32. From like 2015 onward, I like the dude. It's where it fluctuates with Halloween. Sometimes I want to hear Walls of Jericho / Judas DP. Judas DP. Sometimes I want to like switch it up. You know, I love going on Spotify and just looking through people's profiles, like my friends and then their friends, and just going up and down the list and being like, oh my gosh, like, is that really what you listen to? A lot of people, especially my sister's age, like especially her, she likes a lot of pop and indie. I like indie too, don't get me wrong, but you discover people's musical tastes, and it opens up a rabbit hole. I'm like, what made you get into that stuff? You just are you know what I mean? For me, I don't listen to what I don't know. It's hard to tell what's good. Okay, well, that was a good pod. You guys enjoyed that one, even though I ranted and raved, and I don't want to record. I'm sorry. I don't want to record. Oh, I will. Um, let's just say I hope you guys enjoyed that, and we'll talk to you in the future. Bye.